why were you so sure that, hey, I don't want to do masters right now, I'll do a job and then I'll see?
Yeah, good question. Um, this is a very tricky place to be in, and that's why we should understand. हमने बहुत लोगों से बात करना चाहिए जो कि already masters कर रहे हैं या job कर रहे हैं, trying to understand different perspectives of people कि उन्होंने उनके life में decision कैसे लिया, because let's be honest, हम भी we also, you cannot, as Steve Jobs says, right, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. तो तुम्हारे डिसीजन जो है वो तुम आगे जाके तुम्हें पता चलेगा was it a good decision or not, but during the time of taking the decision, the good part is in the world of social media in 2025, the time when we are recording this, uh, social media is just mainstream. Everyone is on social media, and if someone is not on social media, he's a ghost. Okay, nobody knows him anymore, right? So you have the ability to reach out to any damn human being in the world. Okay, just reach out to people who you want who you want to follow, let's say, or even have a similar career path. It can be an entrepreneur as well. For example, you want to start your own company. That this is a completely separate example than like a person who is searching for job or going for masters in my context, but taking a different, slightly unconventional example, so that for just for the sake of this conversation, okay, you want to start your own company, you don't know where to start. Okay, there is this founder, there is this person, like an alumni of your college or any other college. Okay, it's not very limited to college or anything. You can just ask him that, hey, I have this, not, you don't even have to mention the idea or anything. I have this nice idea and I would like to implement on it. The implementation part, I have it with me, because you will have to have it with you. Otherwise, how can you ask someone that, hey, I don't know how to implement it, but I want to start a company? That doesn't make any sense. But let's say, let's for the sake of this conversation, I have this idea and and I would like to start this company. How did you do it? Okay, this is a very simple thing, and people will be obliged to talk to you about a lot of what opportunities, even beyond, let's say, just starting the company. They can, you can even talk about how to hire the right talent, how to how I mean, whatever things which may comes up in an entrepreneurial context, you can have a lot of things get answered just by talking to people. Now, in terms of jobs, okay, if someone reach out to me that, hey, I would like to follow how you did whatever you did in your life, I would be very much interested in talking to people and telling them what I did. Okay, those were my decisions. Okay, and I'm living with them. Uh, and then they'll have to decide that, hey, is this the right decision for me as well at this point in time? That क्या masters जाना मेरे लिए सही decision है? If it is a right decision for you, you should go on. If it is not a right decision, for example, masters का ही लेते हैं. Some people directly opt for going for masters. They sort of think it in a way कि हाँ भाई, अगर मैं 2 साल काम कर लूँगा, I would waste those 2 years जो कि मैं masters में, अगर मैं पहले ग्रेजुएट हो गया तो आई कैन अर्न लाइक गुड सम ऑफ मनी जस्ट बाय डूइंग द जॉब अब्रॉड इन दोज 2 years, जो कि मैं यहाँ पे शायद वेस्ट करूँ. सम पीपल मे थिंक कि मुझे अपने आप को फाइनेंशियली बैकअप करना है, सो दैट व्हेन आई गो टू मास्टर्स आई एटलीस्ट हैव some money which is contributed by some of my money, my hard earned money, which I would like to contribute to my own education, to my own further endeavors. So a lot of different conversation. Pick a person who you think is the right person to talk to and go on with it. I know people जो directly आए हैं. I know people जो 2 साल बाद आए हैं. मैं खुद हूँ. I know people जो 5-5 6-6 साल जॉब करके आए हैं. 6 years. Think about that. 6 years working as a professional, and then having the mindset to go back to studies. Give an aptitude test, apply for universities, write an SOP. It's a long and tedious process. They did it.
But then a lot of people ask this question कि यार once you start working at a job, you start getting money और उसके बाद पढ़ाई करना बहुत difficult है, right? So then like did you face the same issue where you worked and then you're like पैसा आ रहा है तो क्यों करना masters?
Not really. I didn't face the same issue, honestly, because Batre, if it is just from a context of preparing for GRE, I was already somewhat in the game, I would say, when I was when I was in my, let's say, final year, like for 4th year of engineering. I already started, convincing myself that settle तो नहीं होना है इस चीज पे. I need to go out and see the world for myself, as simple as that. And I would encourage जो भी masters करने आ रहे हैं, it is a very hard journey, but it is a very fulfilling one as well at the end, because you start seeing the world from a whole new lens. Because if you keep being in your comfort zone for a long time, तुम्हारे लिए वो दुनिया बन जाती है. But let's say if you come out, and talk to people who are not from the same background as yourself, from not from the same culture, same background, having the same context, having the same idea of life as you get to learn a lot of things about them, and they get to learn a lot of things about you. I get that all the time when I talk to some of my American friends. I give them, let's say, maybe we talk about a lot of things. We talk about sports, that hey, cricket is such a boring sport. But then when I tell them that the intricacies, the details which cricket has, like cricket is the game with the most rules, okay, when I tell them, then they feel that it's not that boring, because it is a very intricate game, a very mental game, as compared to some of the games. Let's say football, it's a very physical game. I'll get to learn a lot about, let's say, football. Not football, I used to follow football anyways, but let's say baseball or American football, right? So this is just one example of conversation. It can be politics, it can be religion, it can be cultures, how different companies, how different cultures and countries operate in a way. So I would encourage people who would like to come to masters, let's say, abroad, because it will open you up from a cultural standpoint. That doesn't mean that the people who decide to work in India are like in some way missing out or anything. They'll get to experience it in a slightly different way. They'll get to go in the depth of India, whereas the people who come abroad would like to see different cultures. So yeah.